Mm, Good morning. I'm putting my hand over my mouth because it's 6:37 and I don't have my teeth in. Well, anyway, it's early in the morning and it's the day after Thanksgiving and I know nobody's up this time of morning but me. And it's okay, and I just popped on real quick because I was looking out the window and the sun is just the sky is just brightening it up. And it's so beautiful. And I was just laying here thinking, been up since, been up since 5. Yeah, been up since 5 for no particular reason at all, other than had a good sleep and it was time to wake up. And I was thinking yesterday was my first Thanksgiving without my mom. The first everything is always hard. The first Christmas, the first Thanksgiving, the first Christmas, the first birthday, the first everything. Um, and I had a moment Wednesday night, just sitting, and my son brought over some pots that my mom used to cook in. Anything a person wanted or needed in their kitchen, my mom has it. So my son brought the pots over, and something as simple as pots put me in a different put me in my feelings. And for coming up to Thanksgiving, poinsettias, going in the store and seeing the poinsettias, not having someone. I don't have my mom now that I can't call and say, well, how much of this do I put in? Do I put this in? How long do I let this cook? And she'll say, Marita, read the directions. Marita, as long as you've been seeing me cook, you still don't know. And, I have to tell her, I don't cook like that. So it was coming up to Thanksgiving. It was really hard. It was really hard. And Thanksgiving Day, um, It was um it was sweet, it was quiet, and it was time for me to make different memories. My daughter and my granddaughter came home from college, right? So they were over to Jordan's godparents. Good morning. They were over to Jordan's godparents. um she had to pick her up from she goes to school in Atlanta, so she got a ride to Orlando, and one of my daughter friends that live in Tampa picked her up from Orlando. So my daughter picked her up on when she got off from work, and it's so always so hectic, right? So she had to stop by Honey Baked Ham, then she had to bring the ham here, then she had to drive to Tampa, you know and yesterday it was so like Wednesday night I had a couple of drinks. I was drinking my Tito vodka with my strawberry lemonade and with my olive juice. And I had a couple of drinks and went to bed, and um I just laid around. I got up and took a shower and did a facial, and I started cooking. I wanted to be done cooking by 3 o'clock. And believe it or not, I was done cooking by 3 o'clock. Um, and I just took my time. So when my daughter and my granddaughter come, they go, You ain't finished cooking yet?" No, the food will be done at 3 o'clock. So everybody went to their little place and, find movies to watch, do homework and that kind of stuff. And I was in the kitchen and I was thinking about my mom, the times that she would never start cooking until the turkey would be in the oven. She would put the turkey in the oven at night, but have it on like 200 or something like that. And or either wait till like 7 o'clock in the morning, put the turkey in the oven, and everybody had a little dish that they would make, and my daughter would make the macaroni and cheese, and I would make the banana pudding because I didn't really like being in the kitchen like that. And yesterday, when I was cooking and I was using my mom pots, and I was thinking about my mom. I was thinking about her so heavy. And I think I was cooking something and they stuck to the bottom of the pot. I was cooking the greens and I started smelling them and I said, "Oh my God, I don't want these pots to be messed up because I don't want to hit her mouth." And then I thought about it. I said, "Well, I won't be hearing her mouth. These my pots now." And it's just it's just so surreal that she's not here. And mm, and when they say, I tell people, mm, it is the first everything is the hardest. And I never thought, I don't know why, I just thought my mom was going to be here like forever. At this ripe age and knowing what I know, I thought my mom would just be here forever. And I don't think no one ever think that their parents would just leave them, you know. And I was thinking Wednesday night and I was saying, why? And I was asking, why did she leave me? Why did she just, why did she leave me? And I don't know if it was, just missing her and not being able to talk to her. And then, sometimes I just call her number just to hear her voice on the answering machine, on her voicemail. But as I was laying here this morning and I just woke and I turned and I looked out the window and I see the sky turning. And I just thank God. I thank God for a brand new day. I thank God for the day that I had yesterday. And I thank God for genuine people. I thank God for the people that's in my life, other than my family, that genuinely loves me. I got phone calls yesterday, um, calling to say, I know this is your first Thanksgiving without your mom, and I'm calling to see how you're doing. And they made it about me. They didn't make it about themselves. And it was just a beautiful thing. And one phone call in particular, kind of brought me to tears a little bit. And he said, I'm calling because I um I just heard about your mom, and I want you to know that you can share my mom with me. And I tell my mom about you all the time, that you're a good person and my mom genuinely loves you. And that just did something to me. It just made me feel comforted to know that there's people that really, when they say they love you, they really mean that they love you, other than your family. And my kids and my son, he was with his family. My oldest son works at the one of the country clubs here. So he had to be to work like 7 that morning to 7 at night, and he couldn't make it, and I understood that. And it was the way it was supposed to be, just me, my daughter, and my granddaughter. And we saw it and we ate and we talked and we gave thanks. What were you thankful for? And we were thankful for each other. And and I was just thankful for the time that I had my mom. I was thankful for the moment. I was thankful that God strengthened me to get through, you know, the day. And it turned out to be a beautiful day. I ate one time. I ate one time, and whatever could fit on the spoon, that's what I ate because I bought some serving spoons. So my daughter, I'm gonna tell you, I was in that kitchen and I had everything just going, going, going. And I was thinking, and I was listening to my music, and I just cook one, make one, put one thing on, get started on something else. I used to just start everything at one time and get all discombobulated. But yesterday I made my potato salad first, and I made my potato salad first, and when I because I wanted to be cold, I already had the honey baked ham. Had a This lady made my daughter this sweet potato cheesecake, and it was delicious. And then I put the greens on, and as I put the greens on, what else did I do? I think I did the I made cornbread for my dressing. Then I put the macaroni and cheese. Then I did the oxtails. Then I did the rice. And my kitchen was I cleaned my I cannot stand a dirty kitchen, so I had to clean as I go. And after I finished with everything, clean my kitchen up, mop the floor, and I'm telling you, I was tired. So my daughter said, "Good morning, Mimi." So my daughter said, "Ma, I fix you a plate," and we just sat and we ate. And I know the food was good because nobody was talking. And we were watching this movie about Inside Out. And I took Jordan when she was a little girl to the first one, and we sat and watched the second one. And we just talked. We didn't talk much, and we say, "Oh, this food is good." And Jordan home from college, right? So she was just eating, and my daughter, they were just eating and eating. And I know my daughter missed her daughter because they were in my bed, just all wrapped up with each other, and she was telling her how much she missed her, and and doing. We had a very serious conversation about Jordan being an adult, being a young adult, and how that her mom need to kind of let her go a little bit. Yes, she did. She did. When I opened the door, when she came and she said, "Hey, Nana," and we just started hugging. And Verena said, "Oh, you don't see me?" I said, "Oh, hey, Verena." And it was just so beautiful yesterday. She leave to go back home. She said Atlanta is home because when she finished school, she's gonna stay in Atlanta. So Atlanta is home. And she said, "Nana, you don't want to move to Atlanta?" No, Verena said, "Mom, you don't want to move to Atlanta?" I said, "Maybe not Atlanta, but to Georgia because I have friends that live in Georgia." And so Jordan said, "Well, Nana already said that she's gonna move to Atlanta with me." So Verena go, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to start looking into that." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Walk past mama to her nana. Yeah, they had came together, and it was beautiful. I had a beautiful day, and I'm just so thankful. I'm still thankful, and I'm still grateful. I thank God, for the strength that He has sprinkled with me, sprinkled on me, because as I said, I think the hardest part for me with my mom passing away is the fact that I saw life leaving her. That was the hardest part. And you know, every now and then, and sometimes it's just the simplest little things that can spark a memory. It's the simplest little things that can pull emotions that you think that you have under control. It's like a poinsettia plant, or being down the seasoning aisle, and you know, asking her, "Is this good seasoning?" And yesterday, I could not remember. I could not remember. Did you put poultry season? or sage or both of those in your dressing. So I said, let me call my. Then I thought about it and I said, I can't call her and ask her, do I put sage or poultry season or do I put both in my stuffing, in my dressing? I could not. And things like that, when I could just pick up the phone and call her and ask her how to do something and which seasoning to use about something. And I called my aunt. She didn't answer the phone. Then I called my friend. I would say she's my best friend. She didn't answer the phone. So I said, what I'm calling her for anyway? Let me call her mom. And I called Diva. I said, Diva, do you put sage or poultry season in your dressing? She said both. And I said, I could not remember. And then you know what, y'all? I ain't have no sage. I did not have no sage. And my daughter was on her way and I told her, she said, you need anything? I said, yeah, just some aluminum foil. And I said, oh God, I said, I'm out of sage. And I try to, because I used to watch, when I said my mom had all kind of seasoning, I mean, like any kind of seasoning that you wanted, my mom always kept her pantry full of everything that she needed. And she did it's like she never ran out of anything. And I wanted to be like my mom. I always want to be organized. I always want to be prepared. That's why I say stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I missed the ship. I missed the ship because I was not ready. I did not have the poultry season. So my daughter, she in the look what's open, dollar store open, and they didn't have no sage. So she looked, we Googled and you could use thyme. So I had some thyme here and I'm telling you, it tastes just as good. And what yesterday taught me, what yesterday taught me is don't ever take any day for granted. Don't take any day for granted. Be thankful for every day, regardless of how that day turns out to be. Still be thankful for that day. And the people that's in your life, don't just thank them on Thanksgiving. Don't be thankful for them on Thanksgiving. Don't be thankful for them on holidays. Be thankful for them same people when they get on your nerves, when they tap dance and pinch that last nerve. Because you know what? They get on that nerve to let you know that you're alive. And regardless of what it may seem like, regardless of what it may seem like or whatever you're going through, you still blessed, even when you're walking through sadness, even when you're walking through loneliness, even when you're walking, even if you're walking through your situations, you're still blessed. You're still blessed. And learn how not to complain. My mom's favorite song was, I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I won't complain. And when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. God has been good to me. God has been good to me. If you got a job, I don't care if you don't like that job, if you don't feel like getting up in the morning. Thank God for that job because that job is affording you things, paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying your car insurance, paying for your car, whatever. Don't We got to learn how to stop complaining and be thankful every day, not just on Thanksgiving, but every day. And when a person pass away, when a person transition, and There's lessons in everything. There's lessons there's lessons in death. There's lessons in life. And if you do not get those lessons in life, you're going to repeat that same thing over and over and over until you get it right. It was time, and I tell people this, and I have to remember it myself. There's a passage in the Bible say, "In my Father's house there are many mansions." And I tell people, I used to, I say, you know what? God prepared a place for your loved one. Their mansion was ready, so they had to leave. They had to leave, and and I tell myself that because I gave my mom permission to leave me. And then I asked, why did she leave me? Because I gave her permission to go. I told my mom that I'm going to be great. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm good. And I'm going to be great, even greater. And I have to live up to that. I have to live up to that. However, however, I'm not going to deny my feelings. My feelings. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm gonna let them just when they come. I'm going to ride it out. And I never understood, you know, when people, when I see people who mom passed away, dad passed away, there is a void. There is a void, and there's always going to be something missing. That person is going to be missed, you know, like Thanksgiving, you know. That person is going to be missed, just missed other than Thanksgiving, and that person is dearly going to be missed. It don't even have to be your mom. It could be, a close, dearest friend. That person is all. There's going to always be a empty place in your heart that nothing and nobody can fill. But I know I gotta live. It's every morning I wake up. I gotta live. I can't. I cannot live. I refuse to live. My mother passed in 2015 and her birthday. Oh my God. You know what, man? God is good. God is good. You can still celebrate your mom's birthday. You can still celebrate your mom's birthday. And I've been laying here, and my one of my church members called me yesterday, and she's going through a lot of health issues. Good morning. Going through a lot of health issues herself. And she said, I was telling my mom, uh, Miss Rita don't look like she going through nothing. And it's not me. I promise you, it's not me. It is by the grace and the mercy, the tender mercies of God. Good morning, Marcella. Thank you for being here. It's by the tender mercies of God. Because, like I said, I have my moments, and it's the simplest things that bring these moments. Pots, pots, a set of pots. And I always asked her, give me them pots and go buy you some new pots. Girl, I ain't giving you no pots. Why you always asking for stuff? Go and buy you some stuff. I say, well, buy me a set of pots. Now those pots are mine. I haven't been to I haven't been out to my mom's house since she passed away. But I'm going because I have to go because I want to clean her room out and just sit there, for a moment, just sit there for a moment. But yesterday it was so surreal. And we were thinking, my daughter said, Mom, this is so surreal, even though we didn't spend every Thanksgiving with her. And I said, but we had our moments. We had our moments. And it was such a beautiful day. And it just made me think, I'm not going to just be thankful on Thanksgiving. So that means I'm gonna have to wait another whole year before I can be thankful about anything. No, I am going to be thankful every morning. And, I tell God when I get up in the morning, thank you, God, for another day. And it was just seemed like now it just seemed like it was something that I was just saying, just happy to be woke, happy to be up that morning. Now it really has meaning. I am thankful. I mean, I looked out the window and the cracking of the sky, and I live on the side of my building. You can see the sunrise in the morning, and it's so beautiful because I live near the water, and it's just so beautiful. And living on the third floor is really high up, and just to see that, it is so beautiful, and I am so thankful. This morning my heart is full. Yeah, I miss my mom. I miss my mom. It's my first Thanksgiving, but I'm thankful for the life lessons that my mom taught me. And I thank God for the life lessons that her death is teaching me that she's not here. You know, I felt like long as I had my mom, I always had a soft cushion to land on. And I never realized how strong of a person that I really am. I know I'm a strong person. I didn't know. Now I'm my mom now. I am my mom now, and I have to be a soft landing, a soft cushion for my children and my grandchildren and my friends and my cousins. I'm my mom now. I'm my mom now. And I had asked God once, I'm tired of being strong. I don't want to be strong anymore. I don't want to be strong. And for a little minute, he allowed me to wallow in my weakness. You know, even when you're weak at your weakest moment, at your weakest point, that's when you're the strongest. Cause when you're weak, that don't mean like in the mind of people weak. That means I'm abandoning trying to be strong. Excuse me. I'm allowed the tears to flow. I'm allowed my emotions. I'm gonna give in to my emotions. I'm not gonna stifle them. I'm not gonna hold on to them like they're a life raft or something. I'm letting them go. I am letting them go. I'm letting them go. I let the tears flow. And if I need a moment, I just need a moment. I had my mom for 68 years. I had my mom. And I'm so thankful to God for that. So that just made me realize, Maritha, you are blessed. You were blessed. You are blessed. And every day is a blessing. If you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you have the choice of what kind of day that you're going to have. It's a choice. When you wake up in the morning feeling sad, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I woke up feeling so angry one morning, and what I'm feeling angry about because I let the devil penetrate my thoughts about what's going on. My mom left a mess back here. She left a holy, righteous mess back here. However, I had to stop and think this is a lesson as well for me. Have everything in order. Have everything in order. And my pastor said, Marita, the good thing about everything is you an only child. So everything pretty much falls on you. And I allow my daughter to be in control over a lot of stuff. But she said, Mama, at the end of the day, It's still you. Everything is still you. And there's a lesson. I'm gonna tell you, there is life lessons in everything if you pay attention. If you just pay attention, getting up in the morning and waking up, how in the hell you wake up angry in the morning? Because you don't let Satan penetrate your thoughts, plant that seed, that seed of doubt, that seed of fear, that's whatever negative seed that he planted that morning. And I was mad. I woke up angry. And I'm walking through my house angry. And I was in Walmart. No, I was in Walmart and I'm going down. I shop. I just go down every aisle when I'm in a store because I might need something from every aisle. And I was sitting there and the Holy Spirit just say, "Why are you angry? Why are you angry? You know how Satan play tricks on us, right? And you fell right into that." And I'm saying, you know what? It's true. Because I believe nothing happens without the will of God. Everything that happened, God willed it to happen. So nothing happens outside of the will of God. And I know that I'm gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna be good. I know I'm gonna be great. Because those are the words that I spoke to my mom. I didn't say everything was gonna be easy. I didn't say everything was gonna be easy. I didn't say I said I'm gonna be good. And I told her, I said, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be better than that. I'm gonna be great. So my mom, when she took her last breath, knowing that this child of mine, she gonna be all right. I can go. She told me to go, so I'm gonna do just what she told me to do. I'm gonna slip away into darkness. I am gonna allow, I'm gonna walk into paradise. She said, go ahead on and walk into paradise. I'm gonna walk on into paradise. And cause I know my only child, even though she's an adult, I know my only child is gonna be great because she said so, because she said so. So I have to live up to that because I gave my mom my word that I'm going to be good. So when I wake up in the morning, I choose to have a good day because I know brighter days are coming, better days are coming. I know better day, even though I walk through those days, I'm going to walk through those days without my mom. I always had a memory of my mom. And I am so truly thankful. I am so truly thankful for that. So we got to learn how to be thankful every single day, regardless of who's coming at us, who's coming for us, whatever issue we got going on, what situation that I am, whatever situation that you're in, be thankful because in every lesson, there's a blessing. And all blessings is not monetary, is not money, but that helps. It's not money. It's more than that. You're stronger than you even can think or imagine. Even when you are the strongest, and I realize that, and I read it all the time. When you are the strongest, when you fall down in your weakest moment and know that you cannot do it by yourself, that you could go through it by yourself, but you can't do it by yourself. And when you realize that at your weakest point, that's when you're the strongest. And I'm gonna tell you, that's when things start turning around, when you abandon self, when you abandon your, yes, Miss Mimi, the thing is every single thing falls back on you, good and bad, and do. So I'm just trying to get everything kind of situated. Got to make a phone call later today, and I hope the office is open. If not, I have to do it Monday. And I have learned I don't have to be something. I don't have. I have learned I don't have to like something to accept it. That's right. I mean that is so true. That is so, that's so true. And I just wanted to get on this morning because I'm not in my feelings. I am in my feelings, but not in my feelings in a hurtful, crying sort of way. I'm in my feelings because I'm still thankful. I am still thankful. And this Thanksgiving taught me don't be you're thankful, Marita. Let this thankfulness take you all the way through from 2025, the rest of 2025 to Thanksgiving of 2026 if it's the Lord's will. Let it take you, and not only in church, my pastor is doing did some sermons, a series on family. I don't have my teeth in my mouth, so y'all excuse me. Family feuding, and about family feud. He did that for like 3 Sundays. He got three Sundays straight, and now he's doing like two series, family feuding and love. What love costs you? Love, love. There's no greater love, no greater love. And it's just like if God can love us, no one can love us unconditionally. People love us with stipulations, with clauses. They love us because they don't love, we love some parents love their, and I told my Verena and Jordan was talking yesterday, and she was telling Jordan, nobody don't love you more than I love you. So when I call to talk to you sometime, and Jordan did not understand, and I said, Jordan, look, when your mom talk about intuition, there's a such thing as that, especially with parents and children. When your mom feel the need to call you, pick up the phone and listen at what she has to say, because you're in Atlanta and she's way down here in South Florida. So when she called, it's not because she's bored. She's calling because she haven't heard your voice in 95. She haven't been around you in 95 days. So when you tell her you all right, she needs to hear, she needs to see that you're okay. And we were explaining to her. She said, I know my mama loved me. She said, I know Nana loved me. She said, you love me? I said, I love you unconditionally. And she said, when I call Nana, Nana can tell when something is wrong with me. And we were explaining to her. So every day, so I just say, Jordan, just get everybody a day. Just get everybody a day. My days, Tuesdays and Sundays. Don't call nobody on Saturday because those are your days. So everybody got a day of the week that Jordan called. Me and Jordan text every morning. I text her every morning, a beautiful good morning, have a nice day, blessed day, encouraging text. I'm thankful for that because, and I'm thankful that, my granddaughter is open enough to say, well, yeah, I drank. And I said, well, when you started drinking, when I went to college, I said, well, what do you drink? And she was telling me what she drank, and I said, oh my gosh. She said, oh no, Nana, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. So I'm glad, I'm thankful that she's open enough to talk to me and her mom, and I thank God for the village that this young lady have. So whatever you were thankful for yesterday, let that continue on through 2026. And you're going to pick up then by being thankful, by genuinely being thankful. Just watch how things will start changing. Just watch. Even be thankful for the people that despitefully use you. Be thankful for your haters. If you got any, be thankful for them. And let your haters become your motivators. Let them motivate you to be better, to be great, to do amazing things because they're motivating you. They're pushing you, not to show them, but to show yourself. Just like the Bible tells us, study to show thyself approved, not to show nobody else, to show you. And you're going to find by just being thankful and being grateful, you're going to find out more things about yourself. And you're going to find you're going to become different. You're going to see things different. You're going to hear things different. You're going to feel things different just by being thankful and being grateful. And I was just laying here, and it's in the early mornings. It's light outside now, but in the early mornings, when you wake up in the early 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, if you wake up sometime during that time, just listen to the silence and talk to God and talk to God. Tell God what's on your heart. Tell God what's on your mind. It's because he already know. But it's just having that conversation. I mean, like in the dark, in the quiet, in the stillness of the morning. And I'm telling you, whatever is hurting you, whatever you're feeling angry or discombobulated about, and if you be still and listen, when it's talking about your heart, it's not talking about this what's beating, it's talking about your intellect. And when you get an understanding of who God is, and to get that understanding, you got to have a relationship with God, regardless of what people see in you. Long as you got that relationship with God, and you have that conversation with God, you have that praying time with God, because prayer changes conditions. If you got a condition that need to be changed, pray about it. Talk to God about it. And if it feel like you're repeating the same thing over in your prayer, don't worry about it. If you asking God yesterday for something, ask God again today, and God gonna say, "This child really want this." Let God see. Let God hear. Let God hear, cause He already know. It's not like He don't know. He already know. So, while you were sitting down eating yesterday and just looking at all the food that you cooked and all the people that, you had over to eat and enjoy their company and they enjoyed your company, um, that feeling that you had yesterday, hold on to it. And whatever you were thankful for then, still be thankful for it now. I am. I am so truly amazed because I did not know how many people that really genuinely cared and was concerned about me. I really didn't. The phone calls, and my pastor say when someone is on your mind, call them. Don't text them. Call them. If they're at work or somewhere, yeah, text them and let them know. Let a person know when somebody come across your mind. And if you can call them because you what they need at that moment. You're what they need at that moment. And everybody who called me yesterday knew I needed that yesterday. And everybody who texted me yesterday, they knew I needed that. They know I needed to hear it and they knew I needed to read it. And those were the people that I feel like that genuinely love me and they genuinely care for me. And and I'm so truly grateful and thankful for that. And I will always show them much love and much appreciation for that because I needed that yesterday. And I when I'm in the kitchen, when I was in the kitchen, I could feel my daughter and my granddaughter watching me because she kept saying, "You need help?" And I was saying, "No, no, I'm good." But my legs were hurting me so bad. But I was determined, determined. I had my stool. I was determined to to do my cooking and I prayed and asked God, Lord, let this food be my language of love for my family. I wanted to taste good. I wanted to just bring them some comfort. And I think my daughter ate more. Verena just ate yesterday, just eating. But I saved myself for this. So I said, "You did?" She said, "Yes." And she said, "Ma, everything is good." And that's all I wanted to know. And watch them eat. And, I sat in the chair while they was in my bed. And it's all, I'm going to tell you something, then I'm going to be done, right? It's always good to have your family. It's always good to have your family. I live alone, so everything is in a proper place and everything has a place, right? I like for when I'm cooking and you have your food all wrapped up and I go in the kitchen, the food's not wrapped right and the spoons all oh, the serving spoon, I like for them to be clean, rinse them out and put them back for the next person. But then I thought about it. I said, you know what? They're not here that often. And I used to I had it really bad when I first moved in here, and Jordan was at high school, and she would come over here for the weekend and stay the weekend with me and stuff like that. Then her mom would come and they just would tear my house up. When I say tear my house up, it don't look like what I like for my and they would do something and I would go behind them and clean it up and turn it a certain way. And the pillows on my little futon out there. Jordan would try to put my pillows back like I had it. And her mom said, just leave them alone because when we leave, she gonna come and rearrange everything and straighten everything back up. So just leave them alone. So yesterday when they had left, Jordan had cleaned the kitchen. She had took all the food out the pans and put them in the Tupperware and arranged everything in the refrigerator. So right. So when I get up to lock the door when they left. And so I looked around and said, oh, she did a nice job cleaning the kitchen, right? So she cleaned the stove, but she didn't get a paper towel and, do it the way I do it. So I was waiting for them to knock on the door and say, I know you was in here, cleaning up. And yesterday I learned I didn't have to do that. I could let it wait to the day. Just the white. I like my chrome on the refrigerator. I like the chrome on the microwave. I like it to shine. And Jordan did the hard part. She put the food up. She washed it. It was no dishes to wash because we ate out this year. I wasn't being bougie this year. We eating out of paper plates because I ain't doing all. I bought some paper plates and some red cups, and we ate with the fork, the utensils. So all we had was just the pots and what the paint, not even the pots. The little aluminum pans, and you could throw them away because I don't save them. But yeah, that's all I want to say. That today is a beautiful day, and that good morning. Uh-oh, girl, I got my teeth in my mouth. Good morning, beautiful. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, the feelings that you had and the thankfulness that you had yesterday, hold on to them and carry them. And I say, yeah, just take it through today, every day. Wake up thankful. First of all, wake up thankful because I woke up. And that's something to be thankful for. You woke up with a roof over your head. You woke up in a bed. You woke up with your air feeling comfortable. You woke up with food in the refrigerator. And this morning, we'll be eating this food until the day Friday, no longer than Saturday. Saturday is the last day. Sunday, we'll be pushing it. But definitely Saturday is the last day for whatever. Jordan took 3 plates yesterday. And I heard Verena, yeah, I got your plate. I didn't even mind. I don't even care. I don't even care. Get it up out of here. I don't care. I'm learning not to sweat the small stuff, and everything's small to me. I don't. My mom has transitioned, and in her transitioning, I understand now what she means. Don't let nothing, do not let nothing, anyone, your husband, your children, your grandchildren, your friend, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, the peace that you have with them, don't allow nobody to disturb that because that peace came with a price. We got enough for Saturday. I really wanted. Oh, you didn't get your sweet potato pie? Child, I got a sweet potato cheesecake, and I didn't really want any, so I just told Marina to cut me a little slice. But that pie good, so it's really good, and that's the only dessert we had. I didn't want all that. I was gonna make a cookie and cream for um Jordan to take back, and I thought Jordan would have did the 15, the freshman 15. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't. And she is really, she has, I don't know. Jordan was always mature, but now she is so different. She is so different. And I was saying there's a black owned restaurant in Atlanta that I want to go to. And she said, Nana, all of the restaurants are mostly black. Everything is pretty much black in Atlanta. I said, well, excuse me. And Verena rolling her eyes like, oh my God, girl, you ain't been in Atlanta but 95 days. You act like that's your home. And she was saying, it is my home. That's where I get all my mail. That's where I get my mail. So this summer she's supposed to be going out to LA for, I pray that, because she said it's either LA, New York, or Atlanta. She said, I've been to New York, so I want to go to LA for an internship. So we might not see it now. I understand she's growing. She's an adult, a young adult now, and she's a college student, and she's doing what I guess college students are supposed to do. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm grateful for that because I know she's covered and she has her village. And we praying and we praying and we praying. So just a reminder, and something, to make your day. And again, and I keep saying it, the feelings that you had yesterday, hold on to them. Whatever you were thankful for yesterday, hold on to them. And every day, starting from yesterday, starting today, wake up every morning being genuinely thankful and being genuinely grateful, and tell God that you're grateful and you thank Him for everything, because One thing brings on another, trials, tribulations, and all of that comes along. But at the end of the day, just remember, at the end of the day gonna end, and another day is gonna begin. You know, you might have had troubles. It might have been a fight yesterday. Some people didn't even get along on Thanksgiving, and that should say, you be the one to break that. I'm not doing this another year. And if it just means you and your children celebrate, then you and your children celebrate. If it means just you, your husband celebrate for your peace and your sanity, let it just be you and your. It was me and my daughter and my granddaughter yesterday. I didn't. It didn't bother me that my son was with his family, and my other son he at work. It didn't bother me. I tell him he texted. I asked how everything went, and I said everything was beautiful. He said I am so tired. He said I got two. He called at. He texted me at 5:45. He said I got almost less than another hour or so. I said when you get off, go home, do and get you some rest. Get you some rest. Yeah, life is beautiful. We have our sadness. And even though people say that I'm still grieving, and I may be, and I don't know how long I'm going to. I don't know how long. It may be a long process, and it may not be a long process. I don't know. All I do know, I am going to abandon my feelings whenever they come. I'm going to give in to them, and if they never show up again, I'm gonna be okay. I'm going to be okay because I know I did everything right. I did everything that was required of me. I have no regrets, no regrets at all. My daughter made a sweet potato cheesecake, and I didn't. Girl, you should have had a piece of that thing, girl. I didn't know it was a such thing as a sweet potato cheesecake to last year. Jordan made one. But this one, she made it with the graham cracker crust. This lady made it with the regular pie crust. Oh my! When even the pie crust, even the pie crust was good. So if you don't have no good memories about yesterday, you had the good food. Remember the food, how good the food was. And I'm pretty sure everybody had good memories about yesterday. And if you did the cooking, just remember why you was cooking, not because I didn't cook yesterday because it was Thanksgiving. I cooked because I genuinely love my family. I love my granddaughter. I know my granddaughter loved my cooking, so I wanted that to be I wanted her to have a good meal. I want her to have a good meal. So y'all, I'm gonna lay here for a few more minutes, and I'm debating, do I just want to have some ham? I think I'm gonna have ham, eggs, and grits this morning. Ham, eggs, and grits. I'm not gonna eat no dressing and stuffing like that. No dressing and stuff like that for breakfast. I feel good. I feel good. I feel thankful. And I'm going to go out through the day regard when I see it coming. When I see it coming, and if it don't feel like it's something I want to be bothered with or deal with, because I still choose to be thankful and grateful and be at peace. And I'm gonna do what I'm telling everybody else to do. I'm gonna do the same identical thing. So y'all be easy. Don't eat too much. Enjoy if you got these days off from work, chill out. Enjoy yourself. Lay in the bed long as you want to, get up when you want to, eat what you want to, feel like you want to, you know, but do it with a grateful and a thankful heart. And I guarantee you by the just wake up and be grateful and thankful and know that you have the choice to make your day what you want your day to be, and be at peace. Be at peace. Don't let no one disturb your peace. And I promise you, I guarantee you, you will start seeing things different. Stop looking at the glass half empty. Look at it as it's half full. Start looking at things with a different lens. And I guarantee you, things will start being better. Things will start being better. So I'm gonna tell you, life is too short. When they say life is too short, it really is too short. It really is. So in the meantime, in the meantime, I'll see you. I'll holler. And if you just happen to see me, if I just happen to be somewhere and you there, holler at me. And I'll holler back. So I'm gonna say peace out, deuces, and I'll holler. And you holler back. Y'all have the best weekend ever. Have the blessed day. And moving forward, moving forward. Be blessed. Love you.